Alright everybody, welcome back to my channel and happy Black History Month. And for Black History Month, which you should already know if you watched my Chicago video earlier this week, we are going to be talking about Black plays on Broadway. So we're going to start with DreamGirls. Now, most people should know what DreamGirls is. We're going to start here anyway because it's still a classic. DreamGirls is another show that, of course, we should all be familiar with thanks to the success of the 2006 movie. So if you didn't know about it before the movie, that movie, it should definitely be quite familiar to you by now. However, the Broadway version is also a classic. Written by Tom Ian, DreamGirls starring the amazing Jennifer Holliday as Effie, phenomenal Cheryl Lee Ralph as Dina, Loretta Devine as Laurel, Ben Harney as Curtis, Clevant Derricks as James Early, Oba Babatoon as Cece White, Deborah Burrell as Michelle Morris, Bondi Curtis Hall as Marty Manson, and Tony Franklin as Wayne. After entering an amateur night talent competition at the Apollo Theater, the DreamGirls catch their big break. Even though they lose the competition, they meet Curtis, who becomes their manager. Curtis then convinces the singer James Early to hire the girls as backup singers. As their success grows, so too does the conflict among all the major players in the play. Love triangles, backstabbing, stepping on toes, the works all begin to happen. And when Curtis changes up the status quo by making Dina the lead singer instead of Effie, who definitely has the stronger and more mature voice, but of course we all know the problem was she didn't have the look they were going for. Yeah, that phobia has existed for a long time, guys. Like, it is what it is. But however, because of all of that, Effie starts to feel resentment towards her friends, towards her lover Curtis, towards everyone around her. And of course, it doesn't help that she gets gaslit a lot. She does get gaslit a lot. That doesn't excuse a lot of her behavior, but she is gaslit. She's lied to. Curtis fills her with false promises. Her brother Cece convinces her to stay with the group after all that. But when Effie is replaced with Michelle, they leave her behind even after she pleads with Curtis not to do this. And of course, in the ultimate classic song of this movie, And I Am Telling You, with the super amazing classic rendition by Jennifer Holliday, the amazingly redone version done by Jennifer Hudson. Like, you can feel, like, that song, you can feel what's happening. You can feel the emotion when it's sung right. And definitely the original Broadway version and the movie specifically kill that. And I've heard other people do really good renditions of it too. So, like, they're out there. But anyway, years later, after all this, Marty, Effie's new manager, convinces her to rebuild her confidence, give up all her diva behavior that she's kind of put on herself. And when she does this, Effie is able to make a show business comeback, of course, we all know. Meanwhile, Dina wants to leave singing and be an actress. As Effie is making her comeback, everyone is becoming more and more frustrated with Curtis. Cece, who is kind of having a relationship with Michelle at this point, leaves Curtis behind to go find her sister, to give her a song that he wrote, a beautiful song that he wrote. Because Curtis said, nah, people don't want to hear that. Well, when Curtis, of course, hears Effie sing the song and realizes who she is, he steals the song, much like the white producers were doing to them earlier on in the play. They would steal their music, as was very common in that time. So because they're big now, Curtis knows he can do the same thing. And he doesn't want to see Effie succeed because just like she was still mad, he's still mad too. The underlying themes and stuff that we kind of miss out on. But he's threatened with legal action. And that's when Curtis decides to go back and fix his mistake. After all that, the girls reconcile. They become friends again. Dina leaves Curtis after realizing that Effie had his daughter, which was why she was having so many issues early on and why they thought she was trying to be a diva and be late to rehearsals all the time. And they thought that she was trying to screw them over when really she was pregnant and sick and nobody would listen to her. Gaslighting. They were gaslighting her through the whole thing. Nobody wanted to listen to her. But so then Dina leaves Curtis And then the DreamGirls, they have their final farewell concert where Effie gets to rejoin the group on stage, and all four Dreams sing their signature song one last time. So DreamGirls premiered on Broadway at the Imperial Theater on December 20th, 1981, and closed on August 11th, 1985, after 1,521 performances. DreamGirls was loosely based on R&B classic girl groups such as the Supremes, the Charlottes, and then people like James Brown, Jackie Wilson, and just other people like that. But because of legal reasons, of course, even though we know that a lot of the story, though a lot of it is made up, we know a lot of it is based on real people, they couldn't use, of course, their actual names and stuff like that. DreamGirls was both culturally and artistically representative of the time period in which it was set in. It also gave us a really in-depth look at some of the battles that Black artists had to face against both white artists as far as cultural appropriation in the industry, as well as sometimes against each other, because all skin folk ain't kinfolk. We let hate get in the way. And as much as money and fame can save you from a bad situation, it can also corrupt you. So it had a really big cultural impact on the Black community, and is still very well known, very renowned to this day. And I really hope it's going to be coming back to Broadway soon. I would love to see a new show for DreamGirls. But tell me, did you know about some of these things about DreamGirls? How has DreamGirls culturally impacted you? How do you feel are some other things that it's done for the culture and stuff like that? Let me know what you think of this video. Drop a like if you learned something. Drop a like if you didn't learn anything and you just enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more of this kind of content. And again, happy Black History Month, everybody. So, okay, bye.